Hello everyone and welcome to the Corona Classic Cup here for round 11 of Group 1 Season 2 here at COTA aka Circuit of the Americas. I am Pepsi Freak 212 aka ROP, and Fabregas should be joining me relatively shortly, but he is running a bit late. But if he sadly can't join me, it will probably just be me here in the booth here today, and we may also have some surprise visitors depending on how the rest of the race plans out. But for me, for right now, it's just going to be me, our Pepsi Fig 2 and 2. And I do hope you enjoyed today's race. Now, we are here at COTA at Circuit the Americas here, and it is a relatively new circuit for F1 standards, as you can see here, relatively speaking. Now, you're wondering what this is. This is basically the Classic Cup, where a bunch of drivers are put in different cars, in the 2010 cars between Red Bull and McLaren. They've been separated up into two teams, and they are fighting for the driver supremacy and constructor supremacy. As you can see here, Broomhandle, Pitbull, Tasmanian Devil all represent McLarens, while McChicken, Xiaomi, and one more Red Bull driver being Stanley here all represent Red Bulls, and they will be fighting for overall driver standings, but also brand supremacy as well. I may have mucked up the title a little bit on stream here because I did get the accidentally dated information. I will fix that as quickly as I can, or maybe post-race. But regardless, we hope you enjoyed today's race. And, last time I think we were on comms here was a couple weeks ago for the Monaco GP, and it was a relatively good race. It was a relatively interesting race. They were in the Bronze 09s, but now here with the continuation, we have 12 drivers here on the field. And a handful of drivers are currently on their final laps here. I think one is about to cross the line here. Oh, a car is around that Xiaomi, and Forza has also looped it. And we'll cut through the field here, relatively speaking. Turkey Whackers has just started his lap. TCR is also around. So a lot of drivers are trying to find the extra temps in these 2010 cars and are really going aggressive to find times. You can see your Broomhandle currently has set a purple sector 1, but a car is off the road up ahead. As you can see by the yellow flag in the sector, so hopefully TCR does get out of the way. That he will. We'll take a look. I think he isn't validated. I think these two guys coming up here on a run. We'll see Forzan is going to cross the line. Brielle Machine goes a 137.739, and Forzan does a 146.486. So currently, my co-commentator in crime for CSR, which you can also watch the previous round's replay of, just happened this Monday. There's also a race this Friday, and I believe they're at Spain, if I'm not mistaken, or Baku. I'd have to check the calendar again. But he was currently on pole position until Tasmanian Devil bumps him down, and then Mick Chicken bumps him down with a 136.613. So it is relatively an open sight here, and a very interesting race indeed to see. As we'll cut back to Broomhandle here. Broomhandle did have a purple sector 1 before those times came, so we'll see how, relatively speaking, he puts down a time. Going through the last couple corners here where Rosberg did end up spinning. It goes very wide here. I'm shocked that was not invalidation. That is going to really throw off his time if not invalidation. And we'll see how he takes the last corner here. It's going to be pretty much a solo lap because of all those outs, and he gets the back end really loose. And it's only going to be a 137, but that's still going to slot him in a 138.060. So that will slot him in the P4. Now, I'll take a second here to collect my breath. We have 13 minutes left going in session. But as you can see here, as you can see by the circuit and by the conditions on the track, it's very rain. It looks like, I'm not going to say rain, but you can see very cloudy here at Circuit of the Americas. We'll ride on board with Stanley show off the third sector. You can see a little bit of sun coming out. But it looks like I wouldn't be shocked if rain is on the way or rain could be on the direction. Now, again, I'm not 100% because they do not give us meteorologists, and they don't give us information like that in accordance, so I don't really have a clue how this is going to go. So again, it could be rain, it could be not. I actually will ask in the chat here real fast to see if there's rain in the forecast. They could be able to tell me, so I will ask them accordingly while we wait here. As you can see that McChicken's still on pole with a 136.613. Now again, there's only two tires for these cars. They have dries and they have wets, so there's no real. Oh, as McChicken really hits the wall there, and he does take it. No damage enough to retire, but not really looking good here. So yeah, he's gonna have to fix that wing, but it'll be interesting to see according. So yeah, 11 minutes to go here. Again, like I was saying on my my transient thought before I was asking about the weather here to see if anyone would give me a response. These two cars here, there's only two tires, dry and wet, so they only get one. There's no real strategy here where it's like how they are in the F1 2020 cars, or even the F1 2020 cars, or the F2 cars in this game, where there's a strategy element of they can go from softs to mediums, or softs to hards, or in the F2 case, going from one tire coming on the other. Here, it's dries and it's wets. That's all you get. As Forza did leave, but is able to rejoin back, probably having I think he's having a little bit of some internet issues, so hopefully he'll get them settled, because right now he is currently P2. As currently on outlap here, Tasmanian Devil is. We'll watch on board him right now, too, as I don't think he's on that high of a flyer. We'll see where he's in the sector. Yeah, he's 11 seconds up, so I think he's on a cooldown lap. Blinn, same thing. He's basically on a cooldown lap. Broom Handle's basically, again, 9 seconds down, but we'll keep an eye on him. Shahomi's going out there for a lap, so in the Red Bull. So it'll be interesting to see. Now, these are the 2010 Red Bulls, so they are the same cars that Sebastian Vettel and Mark Webber drove for the Red Bull's case. And in the McLaren case, it is Lewis Hamilton and Jenson Button's 2010 model. So it'll be interesting to see, again, how well they handle these tricks and travises of these cars accordingly. As for that has lagged out again, so again, hopefully he can get his internet relatively fixed. I think I have to go on. Yeah, there we go. If there was some audio issues, sometimes when you come in spectate mode, sometimes the audio. So yeah, there was a lot of silence there. We got it fixed, don't worry. Just was hearing some silence, so we did have to fix that accordingly. No updates yet. But yeah, Shahomi's on an outlap, so we'll ride on board here with Shahomi. We'll see how he does, because a lot of drivers are going in on an in-lap right now, or are going to be in pit lane. McChicken is on an outlap, but he has not started that outlap yet. So, but I think he will be on pace to improve, being only well over 100 up on Forza. So he's going to have a lot of time he wants to probably improve on. So 9 minutes, about 9:30 to go here. Shahomi going to start his lap here. So if you haven't seen the circuit yet, or you're not 100% what Coda looks like, we'll let you ride on board here. So you have a big runoff here in turn 1. Got to get on the brakes, relatively aggressive there. Don't want to lock it up. Get really close to that apex and get a good kick out here. Now probably one of the tracks why this track gets mocked a little bit. You have the left-right section, the very technical section of Maggots and Beckets in the United Kingdom. Got to go left for 2, 3, 4. Don't want to cut it. 5, right past the Ferris wheel here. Want to get as close as you can to the apex. Then get as well. He does have a purple sector 1 right now, so Shahomi is on some good pace here. Get relatively closer. Then you want to straighten it out and get up and straight over the rumble strip, and that will take the. We're already past the end of sector 1 here. Now we're in the run up to sector 2 here. Gonna have a long break and you're past the F1 2020 sign. Normally in F1 cars you want to be between 50 and 100, but in these cars it's a little less downforce. So you're gonna want to brake just a hair earlier. Then you got the long straight here. And then at the end of the straight, well, just a little bit short, and then it will be the end of Sector 2. So this is probably one of the only places where there's no DRS, though, or KERS. The cars are just going to be running straight out. So slipstream will be OP here to a point where you're going to have to make a move. And this is probably one of the major passing points here, as he's going to get relatively in here, going to want to hit the apex just nice, get a good X here. We'll see where he is in Sector 2. Has also put down a purple Sector 2. So it'll be interesting to see if he's got a pole lap on the cards here. Goes in, out. Now probably one of the trickiest corners here without any traction on, because it's a very easy corner to get the back end to get us stepping. Then you're going to go past the Rolex sign here in the corners where Rosberg became Bottleberg in 2015. Luckily, he did win the title in 2016, but hey, that's 5 years down the road from these cars. Last couple corners here could have really hit the apex more. This is the corner where Kvyat Span in also 2015. Going to get relatively close on the apex here. Going to go out, have no DRS down the long straight, and it's going to be only a P8, so the times lied to us here. That was not a pole lap, not even close. But maybe Shahomi will improve a little bit more. But that will be one lap around Circuit of the Americas. So yeah, McChicken currently on a flyer here, so we'll see where he's going to slide in. He has put the 136.613. Stanley put down a 136.659. So Stanley has improved the P2. He's down this time by over half a second, though, so not on pace to re-improve his pole position, as Stanley just sets a 136.501, so McChicken is going to have to improve if he wants to keep pole position. So we'll see here, McChicken is still down as times, at least according to the board. Nope, no updates on the weather here either, but he has posted the link to the stream, so yeah, sadly no conditions on the rain. As McChicken goes very wide here, and it's not going to be an improvement on his time, and he'll still be sliding in P2, but he will have another lap on those tires, so we'll see if he can put anything else better down. So while we wait for the cars to go, we got McChicken here, I will run down the standings real fast if I can find them on one of these 50,000 pages here. So yeah, we can see here, we'll keep, oh yeah, no, he's on a slowdown lap after that, so yeah, he is done for his lap. Tasmanian Devil will put on him, we'll see where he's doing, because he's a relatively fast driver around here as well. Let's see here, he takes those S sections relatively nicely, don't want the back end to get lost. We'll see here at the end of Sector 1. He is up on his time by, well, not that much of a difference, but he could get P3 at the pace he's going. So we'll see here as he goes into the long breaking point, the long aggressive push here, hits the apex out. Gonna have a long straight here. Trying to find things to say as Tasmanian Devil's gonna have a rundown. We'll see where he is at the end of Sector 2. On the breakpoint, hit around the 50-meter mark for his breakpoint. Oh, cuts the corner. Very aggressive with no invalidation, so his lap will still count. Up by 0.145. So he could easily be on slate the P3 here. Could even be P2 if he can get this last sector right here. Gonna go past the Rolex sign here. Doesn't want to get the car too unsettled here. Took the relatively one of the worst corners. Well, not worst corners, but one of the hardest corners in this game. At least at this track. There. Relatively good here. Doesn't want to go too wide. Doesn't want to validate. Takes almost all of the circuit there. Still no invalidation. We'll see where it slots him. Gets relatively close here. Gonna go on the long straight here. And it's going to be a 136.5. That will put him P2 on the circuit. Let's ride on with TCR here, because I think TCR is coming out of lap 2, because McChicken and Stanley are both in pit. Forzan's coming out an out lap, but he has not crossed the line yet, so we'll cut to him when he does get there. Actually, he's almost there, but we'll keep an eye on TCR for right now. He's about half a second down, though, so we'll actually put it on Forzan with 4 minutes to go in the session. So considering a lap around here is about a minute 37, it's going to be worth noting that you're gonna have to go out probably within the next 1 minute and 30 seconds and put down 2 laps if you want to do it. As you can see, I think that is a Red Bull car. I don't know which one that is. That is Robin Hood Lawyer, so he's definitely going to want to approve. It looks like we have a little bit of a stack up here. Same thing with Stanley. They all have headed out here, so they're going to get at least 2 more attempts at putting down a pole lap. Probably maybe 3 if they overfueled the car. So it'll be interesting to see how many attempts they take. As you can see, also a couple other cars leaving too. So yeah, they are gearing up for their last go around here. We'll cut back to Forzan, who was on a lap, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see here, and we'll ride on board shortly with him. So yeah, all these drivers have 2 more laps to improve, and I feel like with the times on the board, there's a good chance someone will improve. Down the long straight here, Forzan is going to be pushing down here. We'll see where he is at the end of Sector 2 here, because that will be a DRS zone. We do have a car that has spun relatively slow. I think that is Pitbull. I think he may be just going slow to try to kill some clock. But he should probably get on a giddy up because he does want to put it down with 2 laps here. Back to Forzan. We'll see where he is at the activation point. He's 0.188 up on his time, so he is on pace to, at the very least, stay P. Actually, at the pace he's going, he should easily jump into top 3. But he still has a little bit more time to go in that retrospect. So he's going to go down the long straight here. Going to go around these last couple corners here relatively aggressively. Gonna go wide, doesn't want to go too aggressive. Gonna take the last corner here, gets as much as he can. And it's going to be a 136.304, so Forzan is going to be on pole position. Stanley now is going to start his out lap, though. Clearly not going to let him go quietly into the night. Stanley's going to make an attempt to try to bump Forzan off the top spot. Same thing with McChicken, who's also going around the last couple corners as we speak. So here comes Stanley around the last couple corners here. Hopefully, I think Forzan has slowed down, so Forzan is calling it a day. He will not, unless he could maybe get around and try one more, but the fates may not be accordance to him. He is going to take a lot of those corners to try to get quickly around here to take one more attempt. Zutini has left the session as well. Hopefully, someone will give him an invite to get back here. Hopefully, because Stanley right now is hoping that Forzan does not hold up too much. Forzan is on a slow lap. So in retrospect, Forzan should not hold up Zutini that, well, not Zutini, Forzan should not hold up Stanley that much, or else he could cause a little bit of manipulating mind games. As I think that was Tasmanian Devil also pulled off the circuit. I think it was McChicken, sorry, that pulled up the circuit to give him some time as well. We'll see here where Stanley's going to be, because here's the long rundown. The front track is drying up, so no rain in this qualifying session, or even if it did, it probably wouldn't affect anything at this late in the game. Stanley through the last couple corners here. Here comes the line to line. We'll see where he is on the timesheets. Down on his times, so it's highly unlikely he pulls it out of the bag unless he can find some more time. We'll cut back to McChicken here. McChicken currently at P4. According to the timesheets, he's up on his times as well, so it doesn't look like he'll improve, but we'll see where he actually officially is at the Sector 2 meter here. Going to go for the last couple corners here. We'll see at the point here. McChicken gets very loose in the back end, so I doubt there's no improvement on his lap here. You got TC. We'll cut back to Stanley here going through the last couple corners here. We'll see where it slots him. Little run up to the line. Line's relatively short. It's going to be a 136.6. So no improvement from him. As you can see here, TCR, Blinn, and Broomhandle are all going to be trying to improve. Blinn just started his lap, along with Broomhandle, and TCR definitely will get one more attempt, and that will probably be their final attempt, so hopefully they do not choke under pressure. Forshand has decided to call it a session, with not having enough time to get back out around. That will be it, and he'll be currently sitting P1, hopefully not the fall. Stanley, going to be through the S section here. We'll see where he is currently in Sector 1. That will slot him as he's currently up on his time, so we'll be interested to see if he can hold that spot and keep position. Blinn, who's also going to be going through the S section here, is at least down on his time, so no improvement from him. We'll also cut the Broomhandle here, who's actually in turn 1, so we'll cut back to him in a second. TCR is going to go through the S section here, so we'll follow through a bunch of drivers here in a bunch of different perspectives. Zutini has rejoined. So we'll see here, TCR, can he be up on his time? We'll see here, here's the activation point. He is up on his time by well over good junk here, so he can easily put himself possibly P2 if he's lucky. Blinn, that's not Blinn, sorry, we'll cut back to Stanley here. Stanley, not Stanley. Actually, no, Stanley has... Oh, see, Stanley on the point here. He is up on his time. That is a purple sector 2. TCR. God, there's a lot of names here that quickly flash through. Someone else has just crossed that activation point. I'm not 100% who because, you know, different cars and different colors. Stanley will keep an eye. He's got the run up to the third line here. They said Blinn has had a purple sector 2 as well, so it'll be interesting to see, but we'll cut back to the line here. Stanley going through the last couple corners. Yep, Stanley going through the last couple of corners here. These cameras can get a little bit confusing as you switch. Here comes Stanley to the line. Will he improve? It will be a 136.095. That will be a pole lap from Stanley. But can anyone answer? Here comes Blinn. Blinn across the line at a 136.833. That will be improvement, but not enough to put himself only to P5. We got up as TCR, who's going to cross the line next. Can TCR be on pace to run a qualifying lap here? It doesn't look like he may have a pole lap in him, but at least looks like he could possibly improve. Run to the line, 136.9, not enough, stays P6. Broomhandle up next, put himself as a 136.908, and Mick Chicken just jumps up to the pole lap, and he's able to put that a 136.052. It was a little bit hard to read there, but Mick Chicken is going to be on pole for the start of this race. So that was an interesting qualifying session, to say the least, as McChicken will be on pole with a 136.032, just edging out Stanley for P2. Stanley in P2 with a 136.095, and then the rest of the grid, we got Forzan in P3, Tasmanian Devil in P4, Blinn in P5, Broomhandle in P6, TCR in P7, Xiaomi in P8, Turkey Whacker in P9, Pitbull in P10, Robin Hood Lawyer in P11, and Zutini rounding out the field in P12, who did not set a time. And again, Forzan has had some internet issues, so hopefully he can get back in here before the start of this race. But you can see here that 2 Red Bulls lock out the front row of the grid. Then you got 2 McLarens like it's Noah's Ark, and then you got a Red Bull, 2 McLarens, a Red Bull, 2 McLarens, and then 2 Red Bulls. So a nice mixture throughout the field here. So as we wait for the session to start here, just going to wait this one around here. If you are in the chat right now, since we are waiting, we'll have a formation lap here. So, and I'm alone in the booth, as it is a very heavy wet session here today. So it looked like qualifying looked like there possibly was some rain on the way. Well, for the race, there will be some rain, definitely. Now, we don't know when or if the track will dry up, but there are shadebacks to other leagues where we had rain at COTA. But if you are in the chat right now and you like what you see, why not comment right now and let me know you're watching, who you're rooting for, who do you think is the fastest driver on this grid? Show some allegiance, show some brand loyalty, if you will, or team loyalty, or driver loyalty. But you could show some loyalty to someone and let us know who you're rooting for in the chats as we wait for the session to start here. A lot of drivers, I think, put down dry setups, so it'll be interesting to see how they set their cars up for the wet. But I think Park Permit could be on. So if it is, these drivers will not be able to change their setups, and they'll be stuck with a very dry setup on a very wet track. As we wait for the session to start here, everyone else is readied up. Forzan's just joined back. Hopefully that does not cause any issues when he joins back. As we are still waiting here for the players to ready up here, hopefully the game has not crashed, because that would be kind of terrible if it did. because sometimes when people join back, like Forza, and it could have maybe caused something possibly to happen. We are still waiting in accordance. Well, I guess while I wait here, I guess I'll plug some things because we are just waiting for something to happen. If you like what you see, this is the Corona Classic Cup, and they race every Wednesday at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. And if you like what you see, you can there is a in the description of this, there's a Discord and there's an Instagram page where you can follow. That will take you to the CSR page, but I wouldn't be shocked if there is some links there to follow to get to the Corona Classic Cup stuff as well. There's 2 different Discords, but you'll find your way. If you also like, though, as you can see on this channel here, this is the channel of the Corona Sim Racing League that they race Mondays and Fridays. And if you do like what you see in those leagues as well, me and Blinn will be on the call presumably this Friday, and you should help and tune up. That will be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you do, again, like what you see, come join us and come watch the stream. The Discord and the page will be in the description. As I think the session may have crashed because... Oh, and also I should also plug my stuff. I am PepsiFreak212. You can follow me at PepsiFreak212 on Instagram and Twitter. And if you need a commentator, why not hit me up? Because if you're listening to this much, you may like my voice. If you may not. Now, back to the problem at hand. The session, as looks like, is frozen. And I am looking through the chats right now to find out, in accordance, what the next plan should be. Or maybe it is glitched on my end. Oh, now we are through, I think. And away they go. Alright, migrating host, so I think Forzan has left. So I'm going to take a guess here, and we'll be getting a lobby reset. Yep, Broomhandle has left, so I will probably put it down that this will be a lobby reset. Presumably, or maybe they'll be joining back. I have heard no updates so far in the chat, and I can't physically tell you. But if there is a reset, we'll find out. But as you can see here, it looks like it'll be a wet race throughout. So, yeah. If this lobby holds. So, yeah. Again, I'm not 100% if this is going to be a dry or wet track. But I know that these cars are a little bit finicky in the wet. So, hopefully these drivers have put some time practice down in the wet. Because if they have not, they'll be in for a... rude awakening, as they would say, when they get off into turn 1. So make sure you judge your braking points accordingly. But considering no one else has left, I'm going to assume that this session is still going down. Yeah. Broomhandle's rejoined. So this session will be continuing on as scheduled. So no reset lobby here. So good thing Broomhandle has and Forzan has rejoined as well. So both drivers will be rejoining the grid, and that will Forzan will keep his 3rd, and Broomhandle will keep his 6th. So yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of wing plate just flies off there. It looks like it's a 5-second penalty as Pitbull has collided with Zutini. My mistake. I don't think you get damage in the safety because I do wonder what flew off one of those cars there. Because it doesn't look like any end plate damage on either of the cars. So. A little bit weird here. As we'll wait, as one of the cars is off in the grass. That is Tasmanian Devil getting the cutting the grass here for free. Good for him. If he's lucky, his mom will give him an allowance. Now, we do have 28 laps here, and if it's going to rain throughout, it's going to be a very treacherous, very interesting race where a lot of drivers are going to have to fight to keep this car on the circuit. As we do have a bunch of cars around here as well. Just looks like it's a very messy formation lap. Not a lot of drivers have been ready for these rain conditions, but it looks like Blinn is going to take the line first, even though he'll be starting P5. So yeah, I will just take a second here, take a sip of water, and then we will start this race. As it looks like everyone is lining up here. As you can see, McChicken will be P1, Stanley P2, Forzan P3. As someone has actually retired, Stanley in the barrier with a tire off. That is not good. I don't know what the game's going to do for this. That's not good. Not good indeed. As he has left the session, and now he has no wheel on the grid. So, a lot of question marks here. I don't 100% know what's going on, But we'll start it out anyway. 5 roulettes and away we go. You got the carcass of Stanley sitting on the grid, and off in the turn 1 they head as one of the McLarens is around and takes out another driver. And that is Forzan, and he's taken out, I think that is Blinn. Now we have a yellow flag. A lot of drivers going very conservatively in turn 1. McChicken slow, and Tasmanian has left the session. And Broomhandle has left too. So maybe we're getting a reset here. But if not, I think enough people are leaving that this could be the situation. But regardless, McChicken is in P1, TCR in P2. This whole timing and scoring is screwed up. This has really gone messy, folks. Maybe I got an update in the comments here. A lot of things here happening. Broomhandle has stated that there could be a reset happening here. He has left. But if not, McChicken's still leading the way. Do have a yellow flag sector 2. Again, with the wet conditions, very hard as one of the cars goes a little bit squirrely up the road. Again, I'd be calling a little bit more aggressive here, but I don't know 100% what's really going on here because could be a reset. It could not be. Some cars have left. Some cars have crashed. I don't generally know what's going on. I'm trying to find out more information as we go along here. But right now, McChicken is leading the way in the Red Bull. TCR in second, Zutini in third, as he's getting in a fight here with Broomhandle for people. Broomhandle actually has left, so that is the ghost of Broomhandle, as I believe that is Turkey Whacker, who's now taken over 4th position, and we're trying to hunt down Zutini. Shahomi has passed in Forzan for 8th, but Forzan's been having some internet. Actually, Forzan gets his spot back. So, yep, I think that is going to be a session reset, folks. So this lobby will not count, and I guess we will jump to the other lobby. So, great start. I'm going to stop this broadcast, get a quick update what's going on, and then we'll reset this broadcast. So, join us shortly.